everyone always talks about, oh my God, I started this business and like 6 months later I was doing $1 million and I'm just fucking amazing, right? And no one ever talks about how many businesses they had to try and fail at and fuck up and lose money on before they got to that point. Because I know the first business is never the business, you know what I mean? So I want to tell you about all the businesses I fucked up before I got one that went well, right? Okay, so my first business I ever started, I was 7 years old. I started Masterpiece Massages and I was doing pedicures at my family events with my sister. I had a little flyer, I had price list on it, and I would basically go, and while my other cousins were playing in the backyard and in the pool and fucking around having a good time on Christmas, I was under the table manicuring my auntie's toes and giving them foot massages with the Musk Body Shop foot butter, whatever the fuck it was, right? First business was at 7. Obviously, when I raised my prices to actually be like industry appropriate, when I realized how much my aunties were actually paying to get pedicures at the nail salon, and I raised my prices, I think, by 75 cents, I stopped getting business. And I was like, whatever, fuck this, right? 7 years old. My next business I started fresh out of TAFE. So I was working full time. I got an advanced diploma in events. I was currently engaged at the time and I thought I wanted to do wedding planning. I really did. I love planning events. It's really easy for me. My brain just naturally does it. I'd done an advanced diploma in events. I'd studied it and I started taking on wedding planning clients and I was good at it and it wasn't too bad. I got clients. I got paid really quickly. And about 2 weddings in, I realized that definitely wasn't what I wanted to do. Deal with women at their most stressful time in their life was not where I wanted to spend the next 40 years. So technically was profitable, didn't stay in it. My third business was when I got pregnant with my son at 19. And I ended up starting Body Shop from home because that's what you do when you're like, fuck, I'm going to be on maternity leave with no wage coming in. My husband was a broke as fuck mechanic at the time and basically our mortgage for the week wasn't even what he was making. So I was like, I'll start Body Shop from home. I think I sold $150 worth of products and like I go all in with everything. I did all the trainings, I did all the thing. It just didn't go anywhere. So that lasted about a year. And then I was on the hunt for the next thing. I went back to work after my son was 4 months old because I was bored as fuck at home. I really was. He's great and everything, but I liked being busy. I went back to work and it was, I think, a few months later that I ended up starting a spray tanning business. I'd basically gotten so many bad spray tans and paid through the nose for mobile tanners to come out to my house that left like marks all over the floor and all this, and I was like, this cannot be that hard. So I started my spray tanning business. I borrowed $500 of my parents and I started a spray tanning business, and that is the one, after all like those previous failed attempts, that is the one that landed and did very, very well. I continued to grow that business without website, without anything. This was back in just the days of like pull tabs and Facebook page marketing, and that was basically all we had. And I grew that business very successfully for over 8 years. I've had this business closed since we moved, since 2022, and I still weekly get inquiries, get messages, get calls from past clients or people who have tanned with me before and referring me on, and I haven't actively done a spray tan from a client in years. So that business went very, very well, very, very well. And then that is the one that led me on to have the confidence to start then my second and third businesses and then help my husband start his own business as well. But I had to fail and fuck up and do the embarrassing cringy shit and like fail and lose money on businesses and put a lot of effort and time in before realizing it wasn't what I wanted. I had to do all of that first before I found the business that really landed for me. And I had the experience and the mindset to be able to hold and sustain it and grow it. So yeah, if you started your first business and you thought it would go amazing and it didn't, and you're maybe on your second, even third, just know, like, keep going. It's so worth it in the end.